If you've not seen one of these before, it's called a biscuit jointer, and you don't actually use it for making biscuits to dunk in your tea at home. It's actually used in woodworking for joining pieces of wood together using biscuits. And basically a biscuit is just like a oval shaped kind of dowel, and it works in a similar way to a dowel. Obviously this is a power tool, so before we use it we're going to put our safety glasses on. So once we've got these on, I'm now going to bring you in a bit closer, and I'll give you a quick demonstration of how to make a widening joint using the biscuit jointer. So in this example we're going to join these two pieces of 3x2 together, and that is called a widening joint because it's going to make the material wider than it was before. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a few biscuits in there. We'll probably put 3 in. This is only scrap wood, but it's just to give you a demonstration of how to use the biscuits. So the biscuits come in 3 sizes. So you've got a 0, which is a smaller one, a 10, which is the medium, and a 20, which is the larger one. Obviously the larger the biscuit, the stronger the joint's going to be. So in this demonstration we're going to use the 20. So firstly we're going to mark where the biscuits need to go, and obviously you don't want them too close to the edge. So I'll put the first one about there. Second one about there. And third one about there. So if you just draw a line across each one of those now. So we've now got a mark where each biscuit needs to go. We'll just put an arrow on each one, then we know which way around it goes. So this is the biscuit jointer, and as you can see at the moment it's unplugged. So at the front here we've got a guide, and we can use this guide to adjust the actual depth that the machine's going to cut at. So if we loosen that screw off there and then turn that, it moves the guide at the front up and down, and there's also a guide on there showing you actually how deep you're going. And because this wood that we're using is about 40mm thick, we're going to set the guide to 20mm. So once it's in the correct position we just need to tighten that thumb screw up. And now when we put that on the wood and we switch the machine on and plunge it, the blade will come out like that, and it's going to cut a slot in the timber so that we can insert a biscuit. You can also adjust this screw, which will give you the depth of the biscuit that you're doing. So for this particular biscuit we need it on the maximum depth, which is there, and when we plunge that in the blade will come out the maximum amount. So if we turn that to its lowest setting, which is there, the blade only comes out a fraction. So when we turn that to maximum, the blade then comes out to its maximum depth. So now I've clamped the piece of wood down, and if you actually look on the front of the biscuit jointer there, you've got a guide, and that's to tell you that it's actually central. So all we need to do is push that there, keep it aligned, set the machine going, push it in, and then it will cut the slot for us. So from the top, if you look at that, you can actually see the guide there in the centre, and there's also a guide mark back there. So all you do is get that central, and then we'll just switch the machine on and we'll just plunge that in there, and that will give us our cut. So before we plug the machine into the mains, we're going to connect the dust bag up. So we're now going to do our first cut, and when I switch the machine on it will go noisy, and the on off switch is there just on the side. So I'm going to align that on the centre, And then I'm going to switch the machine on, and then I'm just going to plunge it in to give us our cut. So you can see now that the first cut has been made there. So I'm just going to have to readjust the clamps now, and then I can do the other two cuts. So you can now see that we've got 3 slots cutting this wood. So we can now knock a biscuit in each one. And what you'd normally do is you'd actually glue these in with some wood glue, and that'll actually make the biscuits expand and they'll be even stronger. So that's how you use a biscuit jointer to make a widening joint.